Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCS America. We are hopping in to our next series. And guess what? I'm joined by Nate. We're ready for ZvZ. More ZvZ.
I love ZvZ. They say that it's important to get a lot of fiber in your diet, you know, and when I wake up, I'm like, you know what? I'm not always in the mood for ZvZ, but I know I need it. It's important. And here we are. We're getting our ZvZ fix, and that's why you're here too, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God for your doctor. We're going to start this one off on Catalyst. I'm so excited.
Indeed. Well, of course, this is going to be our third match for the North America group. The winner of this is going to go on to the decider match to face off versus the loser of True versus Kane. And that means that, Nate, we are nearly ready to hop into that first game. What are your predictions for this series? I want to know.
Okay, well, I was saying backstage, all right? I'm like, the True matches, the Kane matches, I'm like, these are the ones I expect to be fast, aggressive, violent, speed, momentum. But I look at Catalyst and I look at, say myself, JonSnow and Bioice. Unless Bioice cheeses, I see JonSnow as a straight lace. He's not going to bring a crazy amount of the cheddar. So I think this is going to be our more macro-ish ZvZ. I'm expecting roaches throwing up on each other a lot. Maybe some Ravager memes. Maybe some mutas. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see it.
Not a Ling Bane. I'm not expecting that.
Okay, well, spawning up here in the top left, we have our red Zerg player from Sloth Esports Club. He is Bioice. Can you pronounce that last name?
Oh,
you missed it.
Was he the Robleski?
Warbleski, yeah.
Warbleski. I knew a guy with a similar name in high school, so that one didn't catch me too off guard.
So you cheated on the test, though.
I cheated on the test. In the bottom right, the man who's cheated death, the blue Zerg player, he's JonSnow.
Nate, I have a question.
Talk to me.
Has this map always had this little part above creep?
A lot of map doodads sit above creep. Yeah.
I never noticed that.
You know, I never noticed it either until you pointed it out.
I can't unsee it now.
There's one on both. It's perfectly balanced.
You know what? I think I have noticed this one, but I never noticed that this doodad is way out further between like the main and the
Robbie, I'm gonna make you really upset. Look at the right side of JonSnow's mineral line. Just zoom in on that. Look at that.
Oh snap!
It's permeating through. You know, it's like what happens. You know, you're eating your food, and you don't really want to eat the rest of it, so you spread it out around the plate, and you can see the plate underneath it. You know, that's what this creep spread is like. And your dad's like, man, I can tell you didn't eat it. You just smushed it all around and made it look like you ate all of it, but I didn't serve you twice the amount that you have. And then you have to sit at the table and wait until he walks away so you can feed it to the dog. Anyway, I think we're getting a little too personal here. Yeah. The ZvZ. Well, these guys are doing the same exact thing as each other, so we didn't miss anything yet.
Oh, don't worry. I was watching the production tab. We're fine.
Okay. Ooh, like any good caster should.
Oh, man.
Nothing like that production tab.
Can the commentators please talk about the interesting things going on in this game? Well, like the fact that they didn't early pool? Let's talk about how they didn't early pool each other.
They didn't early pool. You know what, though? Fear Dragon. Look at this insane greed. Someone's writing up a long blog post about it right now. Bioice only built 4 lings. Oh my god.
Oh my god. And actually, okay, it's just gonna be 6 lings. 6 lings there for JonSnow. So this is gonna be nice for JonSnow if he can get some damage done with the 6 lings, especially since I'm trying to circumvent some of those overlords. But guess what? Bioice has the overlord position to see everything moving across the map, and Bioice should be well prepared for this with the queen heading over.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those weird situations. I just actually got off the phone with In Control. He crunched the numbers for me. 6 lings is, in fact, more than 4, but if both players send their lings across the map, it doesn't matter, because they don't fight each other.
Oh, no. And now the queen is going to be over here by its own little lonesome. The third base getting canceled is a bit annoying. You know, the funny thing is, I think if Bioice had not been attack moved and didn't hit the overlord, I actually think he might have been able to snipe off 1 or 2 lings and slow that down and potentially save that.
Yeah.
It would have been close, though.
Look at this, though. JonSnow squeezing out more lings. He's like, I got that third denial. He can smell blood in the water, all right? It's the shark. The shark senses.
Oh, I love
this. Watching a lot of that Shark Week, and he knows.
Okay, well, third base is going to get canceled once again. Bioice not going to be thrilled about this, considering he doesn't even have a drone lead from any of this.
That hurts. We've got a feeding frenzy going on over here. Outside Bioice's third, that base is going to get canceled again. He's got Banes on the way. Baneling Nest is not even done.
He sees the Banelings now.
Even make Banelings.
Oh, target.
Tragedy of the times.
Good target fire on both of those.
Yeah, but there's so many more Banelings.
What are you going to do about this one, Bioice? As there we go.
This.
I mean, the connections are only decent, but at the same time, they're more than enough because Bioice just doesn't seem to have enough. Drone's going to get target fired down by these Lings. That one Baneling is just chasing the army of Bioice around. Finally, the Queen gets taken care of, and JonSnow has such a whopping lead in this game. If everything just got cleaned up, if instantaneously Bioice hit the nuke army button on JonSnow,
if this was
it'd
Nexus
still be okay.
Wars, if this was Nexus Wars, and you had the nuke, it would still be,
then JonSnow would still be in a head position.
Yep. Well, both players would also be infinitely spawning units as well, but I guess that's a little bit...
Isn't that basically what ZvZ is? Is infinitely spawning things of Balance.
That's why I love casting with you, Fear Dragon. JonSnow setting up a smooth 9-worker lead while he's still got Lings and Banelings out on the map. But Carapace on the way for Bioice. He's trying to get something.
That's cool. When he has tapped out of the game and we stay in the replay for a little bit, his Lings will only die in 2.
What has In-Control done to you? This isn't the Fear Dragon I remember.
I've lost my optimism, Nate. You don't know how.
It's okay. He got to me too.
No, it really is a rough spot, and I think Bioice, he's going to go for a counterattack, which I actually do like as
please come home, defend your base.
Yeah.
Your base is in trouble.
I mean, his best hope here is that he wards off all aggression with his own Banelings, and JonSnow is too far out of position to defend his third or his natural. I actually would have liked if he had just gone straight for the natural, just because I think he needs to get drone damage and not just...
The silly thing about this is even if he doesn't have drones on the third base, he's got the third hatchery for larva production.
Yeah.
Like, just that alone, Bioice, even if he had a similar economy, literally would not be able to keep him in production because he only has 2 hatcheries to produce units from.
Yeah, we're in a situation where JonSnow is also able to drone during all of these kind of little run-by attempts, and he's not actually even losing drones. But hey, it's going to lose a Queen.
She's going to get smacked down. She does get the inject off before her untimely demise.
He's going to try and split off these 2 Lings. This is sort of the bait and switch where you say, okay, look, you're going to kill off all my Lings, but JonSnow, he's on top of it. Kills off both of those Banelings, no problem. Keeps the Queen in the main base alive, and this is going to be something that Bioice cannot handle.
Yeah, I mean, these... I mean, spreading out the Queens is like, okay, so 1 Bane will get on the drones. That's not enough to finish them. Needs to get a 2nd Bane or some Lings in there. But he still has no economy, which is, that's really that's the center point of all of this. Is that JonSnow just has so much more money, so much more to work with, that is, no matter how good Bioice plays, he needs JonSnow to, like, accidentally rally a drone line to his opponent's base right now.
Oh, man, this is...
Bioice has played really well today, but JonSnow just bopped him on that third. He just got him. He got him, as they would say on the internet.
All right, when you have enough Banelings to knock down a Queen wall, one of these Banelings will connect. There it is, GG.
JonSnow
takes the first one.
Fear Dragon. In-Control has beat all the fake cast values out of you. This is great.
Well, you know, it's a little bit unfortunate too, because I think that I did actually really have high hopes for Bioice coming into today.
Yeah.
Bioice, I know he's been playing a lot. He's been like practicing a ton. And Bioice is always one of those players. I always like call him the ghost of the NA scene, because he's one of those players that like you just won't see for really important things. You'll look
just burrowed. Why does he have to be a ghost?
No, I mean maybe it's burrowed. Like Bioice is one of those players that I feel like he plays StarCraft when he is really enjoying and having fun and or wants to play StarCraft. He's not one of those players that is just on that pro gamer regiment where he's like, okay, and now I'm gonna sit down for 14 hours and play until my brain is melted. Like, he's not one of those players.
Playing until your brain is melted is definitely not the best way to go about it.
Yeah, but like Bioice is that player that sometimes you'll look at like a WCS qualifier and like, where's Bioice? Like, why is he missing? Why is he not playing this? It's like, oh yeah, I had school or something. Whatever.
To bring it back to a little bit more seriousness, the way that game started, and I made the joke about it, he built 4 Lings, his opponent built 6, but JonSnow's 6 Lings went straight across to that third, That's why they're able to get the cancel.
Yep.
You pointed out that the A move on the Queen shot that Overlord a few times, which I do believe meant that it could not pick off 1 or 2 of the drones. And also, Bioice not only made 4 lanes, but he didn't send them across the map, so he applied no pressure to the third. So JonSnow not only canceled the third because of the Queen derping, but also he was totally scot-free to have his own, which was insane, frankly.
All right, well, guess what, Nate? We need to do these intros so that we can talk about that early pool in the production tab. Spawning up here in the top right, we got our red Zerg player from Sloth Esports Club. It is Bioice.
And our boy in the Southwest pulling out the wildling strategies. We've got our blue Zerg player. He is JonSnow. No, there's no gas. I don't know. I didn't even
You know,
as hard as
another way to read JonSnow, Nate, is John's now. Because that's how he wants to handle this game. Is now. Here and now.
God.
But on some aggression.
Okay, now your gliding control's not here.
Now I'm rearing. I'm actually glad that Zamigo is also not casting with me right now, because she would not take any of it.
Yeah.
You got my back.
I'm on thin enough ice for all the complaints I normally make that I can't really go too much further past that.
All right. Well, we do have Bioice. He's gonna be getting up that spawning pool after he's gone for hatch gas pool, so this is one of the more annoying situations for him, because this number of lings with 2 more lings being added on behind this, we have going up to 10 now. That is more than enough to kill a hatchery over here if Bioice is not very careful with the micro.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Cass to like telepathically tell me in my mind like how perfect the strategy is and what the ideal counter to it is, but this is a lot of lings on that natural. It's got a great surround. The lings are just now starting for Bioice. He's got 4 on the way, but he's gonna need a few more than that to deal with this. This ling count has chewed the health down to 50%, and now the drones are back in town.
Yep, 1 drone already going down, and those lings are going to be popping out soon, but JonSnow, okay, he didn't quite get the surround on those lings.
Gets 1, he kills 2 of the lings.
Ooh, that's actually a pretty big deal. Couple more lings are about to pop out. Bioice, this is his best opportunity. He does get a surround on a lot of JonSnow's lings.
Fight me with your drones. He's got 6 drones killed.
Okay, well, JonSnow has a little bit of a lead now, just a little bit.
And then if there's any sort of scrap later on, that hatchery is super dead.
Yep. That is going to be a very dangerous spot here for Bioice. Now, he will be able to prevent any additional drone kills, but 6 drones dead is
he's got another 6 popping out for JonSnow right now. So John's now taking advantage of the present to secure himself huge economic win.
Is he not concerned enough about the future, though? Because there are a lot of lings making their way across the map.
Spine crawler, he's considered it, you know? He looked at his options. He's like, I think I'm going to short the ling rush, and I'm going to double down on the roach.
Still a little concerned. Okay, he does. Oh, wow.
There you
that
go.
timing. That timing. So important, because again, if he was just even a second late, although it may not be over just yet, he's killing off a lot of these lings as they knock down the wall. But remember, JonSnow does not have Zergling speed on the way at all, so it's going to be hard to chase around these speedlings running between the main and the natural.
That's tough. The drones having to get into fisticuffs. We see the market is volatile when it comes to ZvZ, Fear Dragon. These lings are running around the spine. That whole situation just got so weird, but the Roach Warren is closing in. But he did a really good job. Any more drone kills he gets from now are gravy, but evening things out the way that he's done while he's cranking out drones back home is really nice.
Yeah. Bioice is back in this game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Evolution Chamber going to be a good bit further along compared to JonSnow's, so we'll see what upgrade he decides to go for. Considering he has not gotten up his own Roach Warren yet, he could very well try and go for something like a Carapace upgrade and turn this into a big all-in, or he could just go for even melee or +1 ranged and play this out a little bit more macro.
I'm a big fan of the +1 Roach. I love the +1 Roach. If you can get quick speed, sure. But just the utility that they have and being able to pick off those lings so easily, and if you can get the upgrade advantage, like we saw Bioice pull off against True earlier, you can really see, even with the positioning getting difficult, like that upgrade advantage helps so much in every which way. JonSnow poking that third base to death. I feel like I've seen this movie before, except now there's no Overlord for the Queen to get stuck on.
Yeah, indeed. And these Lings are also not going to be able to do nearly as much, especially slow Lings. Their lives are forfeit at this point, so you might as well use them for a little bit of scouting information, confirm saturation at the natural, sees that the Roach Warren is on the way. It's going to have a decent idea.
I want to say something, Ravi. I am surprised that there was no usage of Speedlings to try and deny the third base of JonSnow. To me, it felt like a freebie because he didn't have Ling speed. And to do unto him what was done to himself the previous game, I thought would have been a pretty smooth move. Grabbing this queen is great, but the Roaches are here now, so holding that base together should be a lot easier. I feel like there's an opportunity there to knock that down.
I think that part of the reason why we don't actually end up seeing something like that is because JonSnow sent some of his own Lings across the map and just kept Bioice at home for a little bit.
Yeah, still a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
I feel like there was definitely a window of opportunity there to try and capitalize on the fact that your opponent doesn't have, like, just thinking about basic ZvZ principle is supposed to be that if your opponent doesn't open with Ling speed, you get your third faster because they're stuck, right? Until they have Roaches. But he had that third building the whole while before he actually had any Roaches on the map.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, one drone already going down here. The nice little Ling counter swings and just getting the maximum utility of these final few Lings is so nice for Bioice to actually get done. As you see, he kills off one drone, and he had a one drone lead for a second. But ooh, this is getting a little over eager here for JonSnow. Moving out with these Roaches. This is also off of the back of a kind of weird-ish opening for both these players, where both of them got a bit of damage done. Sometimes it's not always super easy to get a full read on the game.
I don't mind JonSnow trying, though, because he's had this Roach speed advantage, which means he has he can disengage whenever he wants, He's like, I don't have to commit. He has the option to pull out whenever necessary, so I don't hate it. And you know what else is interesting is the gas situation. Bioice have all of his other ones, because JonSnow took his on his third pretty quickly.
Yep.
Okay.
We already got
So
decent amount of gas mine.
If he was leveraging that into something that we didn't see, but so far the setup still looks pretty similar. He's going to take a fourth base. Both players are getting +2 attack, +1 carapace. Overseer is going to scoot around.
Yeah, just confirm. Yeah, there's anything sneaky or cheeky going on.
You know what the next level scouting is, by the way, with the Overseer, is that you set it into that oversight mode. Great cancel on this fourth base. You set the Overseer into oversight mode right before it dies, and it gives you that full vision of it before the animation finishes.
That's a good tip.
If you think your Overseer's about to die and you want to know if there's something just outside of vision range, you just slap that button, boop, and you'll get a quick sight.
Does that work for observers too?
Yes. Their vision changes instantly. It's like how when you tell a Hellion to transform into a Hellbat, it goes up to 100, 135, 145 health instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Before the moment the transformation starts. So even if you
just like a High Templar is morphing into an Archon, immediately gets that health buff.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that's weird about the Hellion is because it goes both ways, but.
Yeah. Okay, a couple of Roaches over on the far north side of the map here for JonSnow, ready to do a little counter swing run by at some point later on. But I think we're finally at that point where, we got Ravagers coming out for both these players. They're going to start going after each other's Overlords, shutting down that map vision. And this is where positional advantages can make a huge difference in the game.
Yep. Now there's, on this base, we always talk about these rocks when you're trying to attack this base. You don't want to get too choked up. You need to be really careful trying to push through that. You can try to break down the rocks, use the Bioice to push back. I love that JonSnow gets a few Roaches over here. He's saying, come here, come fight me. And he's pulled, I think, a good amount, only like 3 or 4 Roaches to go fight the 3 that are there. So that's a very nice, very aware play from Bioice, not letting JonSnow pull him apart too hard. And +2 is done for both sides, so it's gravy. But Bioice, the Hydras, he's getting that range upgrade. He's going to have a little bit better, more varied army soon.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw this with JonSnow versus Kane, that just having Roach Ravager versus the Roach Ravager Hydra composition, it started backfiring on JonSnow, never investing into those Hydras. So see if he can try and find an opportunity.
I don't understand why he doesn't break down those rocks. His units have shorter range. Okay, this would be a really good pick off if he can grab this fourth base and get out of dodge.
Okay, at the same time, he's also going to move over to the third base and snipe that off at the same time. He can even kill off the Hydra Den if he has enough time, but no, the army is coming back. He needs to get out of there, like you said. Okay, third base of JonSnow might also go down, but he has a fourth base still alive. If he can get his Roaches back here in time, and I think he will.
But he lost 19.
Oh!
And his army's getting pounced on in the middle of the map. I think JonSnow's finding himself in a very awkward spot. The weird thing here is that he's actually dumped all of his money into units. So because he lost those workers, he's going to have a bit more army supply to work with than Bioice for the time being. But can he hold on to this fourth base? His army's getting pinched out of creep.
And I think at the same time, though, he pulls back a lot of those units. The Ravagers stay alive for a little bit longer, but the Corrosive Vials do not connect. I think that JonSnow has enough over here to overpower Bioice's army. Bioice...
Oh my god, he's got to get on top. I think you really want to make sure you can get those Ravagers, get the Hydralisks, and he is going to be able to do that. JonSnow with his extra army supply from losing all of the workers. It's like, you shouldn't have killed my drones. Now I'm even bigger than before.
And now Bioice, he only has 2 hatcheries to really reinforce him. He was trying to retake the 3rd, but that's not going to be coming back anytime soon.
2 health bars, baby.
Oh, boy. There it is. JonSnow. 2-0. And he's going to be moving on, keeping his hopes and dreams alive as he goes to that decider match from here.
Not bad.
Well done.
That's such a tense situation. Your opponent's got Hydras. You got the same upgrades. Hydras in an army like that against Roaches are really good, but overextending a little bit and really just, you killed those drones and it's like, oh yes, we have a similar army, but I have better units. But he's like, no, now I have 40 more army supply because you killed all my workers, my queens. Those are all Roaches now. And it was, I think right as that final fight was about to happen, JonSnow, he cleaned up everything in his main and he was at 150 army supply versus just like 120 of Bioice. And that's his Hydras, man. They got railroaded there.
Yeah, and it's also what we were talking about before, where positional advantages and being able to pull some of those units apart and just moving in from different angles, continuing to poke in from so many different sides. Bioice just couldn't. Eventually, he started taking the damage, and that's how JonSnow sees that moment of opportunity where he snipes off 2 of the hatcheries very critically and puts Bioice into the awkward spot where he has to go for an attack. He doesn't have a choice about it anymore.
Yeah, that's
wow.
That was a really, really well-played series by JonSnow. Perfect gotcha moment in game number 1 with the 3rd base denial and using that to run him over with the Lings, and then in game 2, just seizing the opportunity to double snipe the bases. You force your opponent to attack you, and it worked out perfectly.
All right, well, unfortunately for Bioice, that does knock him out of our final season of WCS Challenger in 2018. But I imagine he's in Canada. You probably will be seeing him at WCS Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, we're going to find out who's another player that's going to be making it over to the playoffs. Will it be True, or will it be Kane? See you guys in a little bit with more ZvZ action.